Many black people send me messages like, can I go travel in China? I'm black. Of course you can, my friend. Many black people traveling in China, I think. If you search black people traveling in China in TikTok, you can see many of them. Actually, when you're traveling in China, people definitely gonna stare at you and look at you like.
I'm glad you're watching, amazing viewer. This question about racism keeps coming back, and I'm going to address this once and for all. And I am sure that the clips that I'm going to share with you right here are going to elaborate more on this, and you're going to understand what actually happened in China that so many people confuse with racism, since racism is already engraved in so many people's mind. Glad to have you. I bring to you compilation of TikTok and Red Note videos for educational purposes, and we are here to interact to make a positive change. Kindly like the video for recommendations, subscribe if you're new here, and while you are still worrying about traveling to China, you can see that there are black people just like you who are already living the American dream in China, and they don't want to leave. Listen up.
So people ask us all the time, why did we leave America? Why won't we go back to America? Why do we love outside of America the most? And this is a random Tuesday, mind you, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. And look at this.
We are on the balcony of the biggest room at the W here in Xi'an, China. The biggest hotel room. Watch this. I'm gonna run for you. We don't have one-sided balcony. We have two. And with the view of the city. Tuesday morning, right? And watch this. Watch what just came to our room. This just arrived at our doorstep. Look at this. This just arrived to our room like 5 minutes ago. And it's a random Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. So you tell me, why won't you travel the world and enjoy your life? Because when we get asked that question, we don't even respond anymore because our life shows it all. Random Tuesday.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we won't come back to America anytime soon. Life is like this for us every day. If you want your life to be in shambles, then that's cool. But don't ask us why we won't go back to America or go back home. We don't have a home anymore. We travel the world. We travel the world full time and we love it.
Is China racist? Good question. Let me tell you in 3, 2, first off, in China, we don't talk about race. We talk about ethnicity. To us, you're just an outsider. What? That means everyone. Black, white, brown, purple, pink, green. You all get lumped into the same bucket. So when you land in China and random people sneak photo you on the subway, it's not hate, it's pure curiosity. They're like, wow, your skin so different. What this Lao Wai doing here? This is your golden chance to wave, smile, and practice the only Chinese phrase you know.
咱拍个照吗？好，可以啊，可以啊，好，这边，好，好啊。可以说汉语吗？可以啊。可以合个照吗？可以啊。谢谢。要不你拿着，我照不？好好。你帮你拿。等一下。谢谢。反过来也行，没事。这样可以。简单。看着。谢谢。好，大家可以拍个照片吗？可以啊，可以。Beautiful， 你也是，好漂亮。合个照呗。拍，我也拍。好，谢谢。梅姐，可以给你合张照吗？可以啊，谢谢啊，谢谢。好，谢谢啊，拜拜。谢谢。好，来站台。可以啊，拜拜。
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao. Trust me, they will compliment you with, you're Chinese. So good. I've seen it myself. Chinese folks will invite complete strangers, foreigners, out for a hot pot or bubble tea. Oh my God! Meanwhile, they hardly ever do that for their own high school buddies. I remember my first foreign friend in real life, Tina from Ghana. She taught English in my hometown. At every hot pot dinner, we'd say, Tina, hot pot on us. You tell us, does sun get you tanned? Well, back then I didn't speak English. That's the best I got. Now she's back in Ghana, but she still texts my family blessings on every Chinese New Year. So for foreigners, you respect us, we treat you as family. Nice. Look, with 1.4 billion people, you meet someone grumpy or rude. I've seen racist posts or comments myself here on this platform. But those stories are rare. Don't let that 1% ruin your view of 99% who are genuinely friendly. So if you're thinking of visiting China, ditch your worry about what if they hate my skin? No, they don't care. They care about your money and whether you're willing to spend it. So are we racist? Let me know your thoughts.
Majority of Chinese, they never seen the black people in real life. So they will want to talk to you, maybe want to take a picture with you, maybe even want to touch you, you know. They are just curious. That's not racism. And black people, you have a bad reputation because Western propaganda. I can totally relate with you. And I know the truth. According to my personal experience living in the United States, I can genuinely feel many black people, they have kind heart. And I also feel some white supremacy bitches, they have this white supremacy mentality. That's very obvious. But we don't want to generalize people based on any religion or skin color. Even white people, there's many kind white people. Even in black people, there's evil black people. Even in Chinese, we have evil Chinese. Okay, none of the country is perfect. We are just human beings.
Oh, that's so sweet. Sure, 没关系。好了吗？军舰，军舰。好吧。客气点 ，I love you too， 拜拜。
China, being a black person in China, this is what we go through here in China. Like they've not seen black people. Hi. What's your name? Sorry? It's okay. So like it's okay. 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 So like they're just staring at. Say hi. Oh, I love you too. Photo, guys. Last one. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Oh my god, these are too much. The experiences we get here in China, being a black person in China, this is what. Be ready for that.
I kid you not, there is a whole community of black immigrants living in Guangzhou, China called Chocolate City, so of course I had to go there. I visited African Hot Pot, which is an African restaurant in the heart of Guangzhou, China, and they had everything from jollof rice to eba, smoked fish, any single African dish you can imagine, they had it.
I thought this was eba, but I think it's actually a rice ball. So African pot is like a fusion between Asian and African food.
I'm Nigerian, so of course I had to try their jollof rice, their egusi, their fried rice and stew, and here's my final thoughts.
It doesn't taste like a egusi. I don't know what it tastes like. It's a bit more salty, sweet. a bit more umami than traditional egusi. Like, I think the egusi I'm used to is quite earthy.
You ever seen those videos of black people in China like, he's so excited! He never seen a black person now! First of all, I'm gonna need y'all to stop agreeing to these photos. You are not on display at a zoo. But that's for a different video. But now what I do want to talk about is my experience in China, which was pretty different. I'm reviewing different tourist destinations based on things to do and what it's like for black people and people of color. Before I begin, just a PSA, if you are landing in the Beijing Capital Airport, please do not underestimate the size of this place. It is bigger than your wildest dreams, trust me. And when I went, in order to exit the airport, you had to get a 3-day visa while inside of the airport in line. The line for that visa might just take you 3 days. Starting with things to do, Beijing is huge, and there is so much history here, and you cannot go to Beijing without seeing the Great Wall. As you can see, I thought I was a photographer, artiste, if you will. Now, we didn't really climb this. My lungs are not set up for that, but it was beautiful. We climbed enough to take this photo. We also went to the Forbidden City, which was beautiful. We were snapping pictures. And everywhere we went was obviously an opportunity for me to show off my skills. Okay, put this in the Met. Now, Beijing for me was a quick stop to see some of the major sites, but how did I feel as a black person? As you can see, there is no crowd around us. No one is asking us for a photo. I have to say, not a single person stared, not a single person asked for our photo. It was to the point where we were like, do we even exist? Because we definitely expected much worse based on what we've seen. Now, I understand that my experience was probably an outlier, and maybe things were different because we had a Chinese tour guide. But there is still so much history, so much to do, so much to see, great food. Taking all of that into consideration, I would give Beijing a 7 out of 10.
Guys, we recently went to Shanghai, and I have to say that China is out of this world. As in, the UK cannot even talk to China. Let me just put it that way. Also, if any of you guys are planning to visit China, please make sure that you sort out a VPN. Because just know that the moment you land in that airport, yeah, everything is blocked. As in, not even Google Maps will work for you. Okay, so just so that there aren't any surprises when you guys get to the airport, and don't say that I didn't tell you. As for the shopping in China, don't even get me started. China is nobody's mate. This place was 12 floors just for shopping. And this is just one of their many crazy shopping malls, as in you haven't even seen anything yet. I have to say, though, that Shanghai is incredible, from the food, the people. I'm not going to lie, though, they will definitely be staring at you if you're black. And they were sneaking pictures of me and my husband. But it just got to a point we just started taking pictures of them back. Because there's no way you're going to be taking pictures of us and we're just going to be standing there. But we met this lovely mother and daughter who were really sweet and asked if they could take a picture with me. And they were really nice. So I was fine with that. Here we went to this place called the Bund, and it was at a place called the Flare, which is the 58th floor of the Ritz-Carlton, and it's supposed to be the highest rooftop in Shanghai as well, and it's absolutely just so beautiful. So would I recommend Shanghai? Absolutely, especially if you like eating and shopping.
What is it like dating as a black person in China? So I'm going to put this topic into 3 different buckets. The first is going to be expectation, the second is going to be fascination, and the third is going to be longevity. First, expectation. So as I've spoken about in my previous videos, a lot of people in China have never interacted with black people in a significant way and have never had a black friend before. So a lot of their understanding and perceptions of black people all come from media. And because of that, what they see in Western media are basketball players or rappers or even worse, violence, because that's what gets filtered in Western media into China. And so because of that, a lot of people will have these expectations of me when I go on dates with them, or even when I'm just talking to them on a dating app. So for example, I'll go on a date with someone and they'll meet me and they'll immediately ask, oh, are you into basketball, or are you into rap, or are you into this or into that? I know all black people are really into this. So, are you into this as well? And so this in itself, I actually don't think is that big of an issue. It's an issue, but it's not an issue as it relates romantically. The issue is that people's fascination with me is predicated on their idealized assumption of who I am. So that is, they think that I'm black, so they think that I'm good at basketball, or they think that I'm good at rapping, and they may be interested in these things and expect me to be as well. But when I tell them that I'm not, their fascination for me goes from here, and it kind of wanes and wanes and wanes the more they found out that I don't fit into their traditional mold of what they think a black person should be like. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult to just be myself, because I know that when I go on a date with someone that they have all these preconceived ideas of who I am in their mind, and that they're in many ways looking for me to kind of meet them at that expectation. The second is fascination, and I think that this is one of the more tiring ones. So that's to say that a lot of people will make my blackness the focal point of an interaction or a date. So that's to say that I'll meet someone and they'll just immediately say, oh, you're black, you're black, you're black, you must like this, you must like black, or like all black people like these types of things, or all black people like those types of things, or all black people are like this. And it can get really draining when me being black becomes the cornerstone and the focal point of every single interaction I have with people, because then I never really know. Do you like me because I'm black and that's the only reason that you like me? Or do you actually like me because of who I am? Because of my personality? Because of the things that I like to do? Or is it just some weird kind of fetishization that you have of me because I'm black? And I never really know. The third is that a lot of people here, at least in my experience, have not really been interested in long-term relationships with people who are not Chinese. In fact, it's usually more of a fascination that turns into sort of fetishization, and they kind of may want to be with you for a short amount of time, see what it's like to be with a black person, and then kind of they get their fill and they move on. So for people like me who really value long-term relationships and long-term connection, it can be pretty difficult.
Tell me why the Chinese are so curious about blacks. Any chance they get, they will pull out their phones and try to record you as a black. How did we get here? They'll first mark their target. Once they see you, it's going down.
I'm glad you watched this extent. Thank you so much for being here. What's your observation based on the clips I've shared right here? You can see that there are people who receive positively the curiosity of Chinese, and others take it as an attack, as an offense, you know. And yeah, we are different and people react differently. But for those who have realized the power of social media and they know that through their curiosity, they can also act as curious as them and make it a content. There's so many people who are living out of being of a different race in a specific country. Let me say being black in China. It's a content that you can live out of, you know. I don't know, and you become that cultural ambassador who is going to bridge the gap, you know. And also, one more thing that I want to mention right here is, guys, seeing someone on googling black people, I don't know, seeing them on picture isn't the same as interacting with them, knowing the kind of propaganda that have been going around about black people around the globe, you know. Yeah, there are so many people who just hate Africans, even black people, let me say, even without interacting with them on a daily basis. So I want to encourage those who are doing this bold step to go into those countries and be the ambassadors and break those misconceptions, so that as others who haven't traveled to those countries come, they will find that the ground is good for them to travel freely and happily in those countries. So you are doing a great job. Don't remain in your corner because you're black. I hope from this video you're able to see what really racism is and what it's not, you know, especially if you've ever experienced racism. There are people who have never experienced racism, and whenever somebody just take a picture of them, somebody is curious about them, they take it as racism, you know. Racism, you've seen people being attacked because they look differently. That's what I would call racism. If somebody attacks me, if somebody, just imagine if someone invites me for a meal while I'm different and take a picture of me because they just want to interact with me. Could I consider that as racism? Like, really? Because so many people under this post right here were saying at least they are not attacking the person, because we have seen people who are attacked because of their skin color, and I don't think China has ever experienced something of this sort. Yeah, so let's end this narrative kindly and be free to travel. You can see that people are living their dreams, you know, people are living their dreams. Don't limit yourself because of your skin color, because your skin color doesn't determine who you are. You're just a skin color, guys. You're just different, and difference and being different is amazing. It's power. It's beautiful. Anyway, being different is being unique. It's attraction, you know. So yeah, that's what it's about this compilation. Kindly like, subscribe, and share, and tell me what you think. What's your analysis of this? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section and I will appreciate to interact with you.